Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kurt, and welcome back to Eidolon. As you can probably hear in my voice, I am still sick from Mindcrack Marathon, so these are gonna kind of probably be a little bit of shorter episodes of Eidolon than you're used to, but I want to make sure I'm still doing the work, but also getting my health better, so Eidolon sounded like... Excuse me, this apocalypse is downright just stifling my voice. Yeah, but I still felt like I wanted to play video games. Apparently, as I have some friends coming along for the journey through Eidolon, I'm talking about you guys. I apparently missed something incredibly important about this last note that we picked up here in what I thought was Bellevue. These days are getting longer, and it's likely we will never reach our destination. Do you ever have that feeling? I don't know if you ever have a destination. If you even have a destination. If you do, I hope you get there soon. It is still exciting, though. We're right near the ruins of what used to be Seattle. This is no Bellevue. This be Seattle, my friends. It also be getting really dark really fast. Alright, so that was some information that I saw in the comments of the last video. And yeah, now I'm caught up here. So we are in Seattle. I'm actually going to go to sleep because it is really dark here in Seattle. when the streetlights are out and non-existent and buildings topple over and whatnot. So let's go to sleep, read some quick poetry, then we'll check out what that other little crystal off in the distance says. Not this the world, nor these the universes. They, the universes, purport and end ever the permanent life of life. Eidolons. Eidolons. Ooh. Sick voice is really quite dramatic. Oh man, gotta use this more often. It's high time to be, oh man, I'm out of food. To be making commentaries. Alright, watch our steps. Coming down here, but yeah, we've got this one crystal out here. So yeah, apparently we're in Seattle. That's a weird feature. I feel like it might just, it looks like some sort of pyramid or tent. But I think it's actually possibly a misplaced terrain point or something when they were making the game. Which is alright. But yeah, let's find out where the convention center is. Go to PAX Prime Post-Apocalyptic Edition. Alright, so what's this information got? Oh, these are new plants. I don't remember seeing these before. The little... whatever these things are called. Oh, I'm allergic to them. Oh, sorry. I don't have a mute button on my microphone, so it's you're gonna have to enjoy this in the first person. Mega thrust earthquake sinks Seattle. Oh, okay. So Seattle was gone long before the whole Senin beacons situation. Seattle citizens mourn the wake of October 19th mega thrust earthquake, which killed an estimated 750,000 Washington residents. The total death toll was over 1.5 million. The aftermath. Blake Rivers from the Army Corps of Engineers doesn't think the metropolis will ever be able to recover. Too much damage. Half the city is underwater. The waterfront doesn't exist. Population is gone. East Seattle residents were not so lucky. Hearing a low rumble, train, ground started to shake. We're just getting half of these sentences. The gist of it is that Seattle fell and will not rise again. So yeah, the earthquake was actually quite early on in the history of these stories that we're going through. I mean, I remember first hearing about it back in that swamp town. Way back at the beginning of Eidolon. Yeah, like here. I was on the bus. Yeah, 2031. And all this... The fall and Senin and beacons don't really come about until the 2050s. When does the end come? God, that's really tough. Why does nobody date their materials? This would be really helpful. That seems like that should have a date on it, but it doesn't. 10-year gap. $2094, yeah, Eleanor, the artist, died in 2094. That was after the fall. 21, yeah, 2111, 2110, whatever. Oh, must have been like the Exodus from the beacons collapsing. Yeah. So yeah, Seattle didn't even survive long enough to go through the whole beacon fiasco and whatnot, it would seem, anyway. Where's my bird? What's the word, bird? Alright, well, I'm gonna go out to this little island. Get a little bit chilly in the process. So yeah, I'm not 100% up to snuff on my Pacific Northwest geography and map and topography and whatever, so I'm not exactly sure. Is Bellevue more of an inland city? Perhaps more east? Perhaps where my map thing was pointing me? Perhaps, perhaps. So indeed, so I picked up some mushrooms. I should probably go fishing. I should go fishing here before I decide to get too far away from the shoreline. What was that? Did you hear that? I heard like a moose. I'm not sure if that was like in my actual real world here, or like outside, or if that was in the game, but I heard like a brrr. Am I the only one? Alright, well the bird's over there, so I'm assuming there's something over there. A little bit longer of a swim. Oh, but we can feel a little bit better about ourselves. That's probably actually a bad idea. Let's keep going. We must make this quick. A lot of wreckage. So yeah, this is what I'm assuming used to be land, but it got put under the water. Uh-oh. I'm going really slow here. Must go faster. Swim faster. Oh god, the death is slowly encroaching upon my eyes. I probably didn't warm up fast enough from the previous dip. Oh, death is closing in around us. We've flirted with death so many times that we no longer give it so much of a second thought. And we're fine. And no longer dying. Alright, so the bird is over here. Alright, you're just leading me to nothing now, are you? I'm surprised there's not more. Is that one? What is that? That's just a mushroom. It's just a mushroom. Pay no attention to the mushrooms. Although I do kind of need them. So yeah, I doubt that there will even be much information of too much use to us here. Whoa, what is that? What is that? What am I looking at over there? That's a new feature. Oh, and the whoa, watch your step. Wow, okay, this whole geography has changed for us. Also, that information crystal is clear out over the ocean, so I think we gotta shoot it. I can. Huh. Oh, nice shooting, Tex. Alright, here we go. The report of information gathered of subject Tyler Lang, confidential resident of Tyler Lang and family, Port Angeles. Suddenly we're back talking about Port Angeles. Today is... you know what day it is. It's me, and I made it through. But I need to tell something. I need to tell you something. I need to tell someone what happened to me. The earthquake finally hit, and it was pretty bad up there. I was in the viaduct, about midway point, driving north, and everybody stopped. We started to feel the whole tunnel shake. It felt like an angry god, an old one, Native American or First Nations, had grabbed the tunnel and was dragging us down onto the earth. Everyone was really still, hoping our cars would keep us safe. The ceiling cracked, water started to fill up from the bottom of the tunnel. Everyone in the tunnel had one mind. We all got out, left our car lights on, feeling pretty hungry, and started looking for the emergency exits. A few of the ladders were slick with water, but we managed to help each other up into the city. I remember the first person stopped at the top and wouldn't let anyone else pass. We pushed through, and when we got up there, not at all like a movie. Everything seemed fine, but there was water everywhere and no cars were moving. Midday Seattle was silent. Nobody in sight. Long pause. Breathing audible. Luke. I left the block we came up on and saw what had really happened. There were dozens of collapsed buildings, and so many streets were underwater. It looked like most of the waterfront had slipped into the Sound. But standing there, looking at everything, the blue sky, it felt really peaceful. The shaking stopped, and I realized there had been a low, grinding sound, like the city was being eaten. I turned, and was blinded by the sun, and suddenly, the whole city started feeling really dark. It was as if excuse me, let me try again. As if it was night, or the sky had filled with rain clouds. I heard, distantly, a voice speaking to me. There were no words, but this horrible feeling of intent. The voice meant, plainly, that there was something worse coming, and anyone who died here was lucky. Oh, so like a tsunami? I think I passed out, or maybe just disconnected from what was happening, but I came to a few hours later in a relief tent on the northern edge of Lake Washington. I remember people talking about how the big one had finally hit, and we were all lucky to be alive. I've got to get back to Port Angeles, but there isn't any more reason to stay here. I think it's time to head back. Port Angeles is suffering, and I've heard a whole waterfront is gone. My dad isn't coming home, and said he'll keep his post in Afghanistan. What year was this? Is there any date here? I don't see any date. 2027? Yeah, okay, 1/19/2027. Maybe I'll head up the coast to Nair and see if they're alright. Mom told me there's a guy named Moncada. This guy's making a return. Putting together jobs for us. I'll have to talk to him when I get home. Oh, man. The dust is getting in my lungs. Huh. Alright, well there's number of pages 4. We've only got one page here. This Tyler is a new name. And it looks like I'll have to go out to that island, or whatever structure that is. I could really use a new map, though. I'm wondering if it would be a better idea before getting too carried away here in Seattle to see... 4 mushrooms. Not gonna be enough to see about getting this map before, like I said, we get too carried away, because there seems to be a lot more here than I had previously anticipated. I mean, the buildings continue in that direction, which is northwest-ish, yeah. Or I suppose northeast-ish. But we gotta go more south-ish? Wait, what? My directional coordination is not what it should be, I think. You don't ever want to get lost with me in the woods, because I'll get us lost. Even more lost, I suppose. I'll get us dead. That's what I'll get us. Alright, let's do a little bit of fishing. Let's start a fire. And then we'll I think the best course of action is to find that new map. It might not include any of this Seattle or whatever, but at least we'll have some sort of bearings to go by. What was I going to do? I was going to make a fire. Stand in the fire. And we're gonna go fishing. Fishing. Sploop. It's very interesting. All this sort of seemed to have happened a lot quicker than I remember it. Like, I thought the earthquake happened, and then maybe like 100 or so years later is when all the beacon and immortality and Senin stuff started to come about. I mean, I suppose it was probably spurred upon by the great loss from the earthquake. People turned to this beacony stuff. Moncada guy was somehow involved, maybe, maybe not. I don't remember. It's really tough to, like I said, I wish there was a way to, like, auto-sort your notebook so that you can get all the stories in order, because I'm having to flip back and forth to figure out what's up. Ooh, fishing's good here around Seattle. It's going pretty quick. He says as he catches not another single fish. Maybe get like 5 or 6, maybe? Nope, yep, that's the last fish I'm gonna catch because I started talking about it. Good job. Yoink! Alright, one more fish. We'll cook them up, eat one up, and make a little bit more progress towards the map, and then we'll really do some proper investigating. 6 fish, exactly as I had intended. Alright, let's smother that fire. We don't want to start any of this rubble on fire. That would be bad. Alright, so the map... Oops again. Oh dear, okay, the map is... southeast-ish. Okay. Interesting. I mean, we also wanted to go to Bellevue anyway, so I guess 2 birds, 1 stone. No offense, bird guide guy. Oh gosh, this is water. How far? No. I don't know. I can't tell how far away the shoreline is, so we're not going to be doing that today. Let's actually... What's this guy doing flying around here? Is there more information? Yeah, I see ya. Suppose now would be a good time to quickly scan for some glowy crystals, right? I see none here. Ooh, what was that? Did you not see some green over here? Am I not seeing green? Like when I shake really fast, I see some like green. That's called whiplash. Oh god, I can't really... It's difficult to see through all the ruins. Huh. I got nothing as far as green information is concerned. Yeah, I feel like we need to go to sleep, and like I said, slightly shorter episodes, but we'll read some poetry and then end this... I heard something. End this episode, and then continue in the next one trying to get a new map. So you know what we're doing. Sounds good to me! Unfixed yet fixed, ever shall be, ever have been, and are, sweeping the present into the infinite future. Eidolons. Eidolons. Eidolons.